Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Here.
Comet,
Yeah.
Charnas,
Here.
Vincent,
Here.
Perry,
Here.
Duber.
I am here. I will make a motion to approve the special council meeting minutes of February 3rd, 2021. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank
Who
you.
said that? Oh, Miss.
I think that was Brent, yeah.
Yeah.
Any comments, anyone? All right. If you would call roll, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Here.
Charnas,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. And I'll make a motion to approve the 8 p.m. special council meeting minutes of February 3rd, 2021 concerning the Orangewood Drive recreational trails.
Second.
Thank you. Comments? Roll, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet. Yes, I seen him say yes.
Yes.
Charnas, thank you.
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes.
Brandon, can I just jump in to say that Bob Zugan, myself, and Brian Mater have visited with men. I went to 6 and they've gone to some others too, but we've been visiting with the affected people.
Got it. Thank you.
Nobody's come to me.
You
What's
haven't
that?
called us. You haven't called us. Didn't you see the letter?
I did, but I thought you loved me and you would just come over.
Okay, Bob Zugan, put that on the schedule.
I'll make a motion to approve the council meeting minutes of February 10th, 2021. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
Thank you, Ms. Vincent. Any comments?
I have one comment under
Yes, sir.
the motion to approve ordinance 2021-1. There was nobody listed as a second on
It's
that.
actually been corrected. Yeah, I don't, did you send out the amended, Anna?
I did. Didn't
Yeah,
I,
that's what I thought.
everyone? Yeah, I did. I sent out the,
Okay, well, I didn't read
thank
it.
you. I caught that. Thank you.
Come on, Judd. I'm just kidding.
Thanks for
And any other
reading.
comments? But that was good looking out, because you were right.
And I read the amended.
Obviously.
Any other comments? Okay, if you call roll, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Charnas.
Yeah.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yeah.
Duber.
Yes. I'll make a motion to authorize the service director to prepare bid information and advertise for bid the replacement of the municipal center roof with an alternate bid for the annex building. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks. Mayor or Bob? One of
I'll
you.
let
wanna-
Bob take this one away.
Mr. Zugan, if you would, please.
All right, try and keep it short. In the budget this year, we have placed money in there for the municipal center roofing replacement. It's all original roof. I did get a couple of numbers back. This will be a prevailing wage job. I did have a budgetary number from Wilhelm in the neighborhood of $200,000. It was actually 211. And the other one was about 140,000. So I'm guessing somewhere in between there. But we will be doing the bid specifications. Steve has my list of specifications just to look at, but we'll need your approval to go ahead and advertise and do a final completion of the bids.
Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Zugan? All right. Thanks, Senior Zugan. Anna, if you would call roll, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Comet,
Yes.
Charnas,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. I'll make a motion to authorize expenditure not to exceed 27,000 from Merrimack Mechanical LLC for the replacement of the air conditioning unit. AHU-3 administration area and part of the fire and police departments in the municipal center. Portion of the expense will be paid for by the NOPEC Energized Community Grant. Is there a second?
Second,
Again, I'm going to turn this over to Bob because he did such a good job keeping the last one short. And besides, he knows all about these things. These are not very, what do we call them, Bob?
They're not very sexy.
These are not the sexy projects. Okay, go.
Yep. This is our planned replacement. This would be the third unit that we're getting ready to replace. I think my email was pretty self-explanatory. Just one note though, we are going with a different company from the last two that was done. They got beat out by a little bit. Where I think we're going to give this company a try. It is all train equipment, which matches all the installed equipment that is found in the municipal center for AC, the air handling units and all the controls.
Thanks. Anybody have questions for Mr. Zugan? All right. Thanks again. Anna, if you would, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
yes.
Comet,
yes,
Charnis,
yes,
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. Moving on to the audience comments relating to agenda items only. Looks like there's a couple phone numbers on there. Does anybody in the audience have any comments regarding the agenda items? Anna, do you have to unmute them or can they unmute themselves?
They can unmute themselves.
Okay.
So if they want to speak, they'll unmute
Yeah.
themselves.
There's no one here.
Yes,
There's-
there are. You probably don't see them. You
Oh,
have.
I do. I do.
There are a couple,
Okay.
there are a couple people on.
All right. Moving on, there's no old business, so new business. Ordinance 21-2, an ordinance amending section 147.04, the codified ordinances of Orange Village to provide village employees with the option of participating in Roth 457 plans and to authorize the mayor and treasurer to enter into adoption agreements with deferred comp plans that offer a Roth option for deferred comp plans. This is on for first reading. Administration requests suspension of the rules. I'll make a motion to suspend. Is there a second?
Second,
I'll second it.
Thank you. Go beat up that dog. And if you'd call roll on suspension, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein. Klein, oh, I think he's stuck. I'll come back to him. Comet,
yes,
Charnis,
yes,
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Mr. Klein, I'm coming back to you because you were frozen.
I went frozen, yes.
Okay. Duber,
Yep.
Okay.
And I will make a motion to pass ordinance 2021-2. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
I will
Thanks.
turn this over to Dana because this is a very exciting piece of legislation she can make very entertaining for everyone.
Very exciting news. This is just an additional option for any employees that are in the deferred comp programs with either the Ohio Deferred Comp or VOIA, which was formerly Aetna, formerly ING. To give them the option, if they choose, they can contribute to the Roth plan as opposed to the tax deferred plan. So it's just adding that option.
And we ask for the council to suspend the rules and pass because we have some employees that are eager already with their checkbook in hand to make their contributions.
Just have a quick question. Has this ever been offered before, or is this the very first time they're offering it?
The deferred comp program's been around for many, many years. The Roth plan, I'm not sure when the Roth plan became authorized. I don't think it says that in there, but we became aware of it when an employee had heard about it and approached us with it. And when we looked into it, we noticed that our legislation did not include the Roth. I think it's relatively new. It's been around for maybe a year or so. So that's why we're making the change so that the employees have that as their option.
I first heard about it last year.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
It doesn't mean
sometime.
anything, but that's when I first heard about it.
Correct.
All right, any other questions? All right, if not, please call the roll.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
yes,
Comet.
Yes.
Oh, I did. Charnes,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yep. Into ordinance 2021-3, an ordinance amending section 939.02 of the codified ordinances of Orange Village to apply the regulations of garbage can facilities to public and private rights of way. This is on for first reading.
We're not asking you to suspend, but we wouldn't be opposed to it if you are so willing after you hear my explanation. We have
Please.
started to, huh?
Okay, go ahead, please explain.
We have started to get complaints from some of the residents on the Lakes of Orange streets about the garbage cans being out too early or not taken in according to our ordinances. And Bob McLaughlin, who is ever the good zoning code reader, discovered that we can only apply our rule, which is in existence, on the public roads in the village. So all the rules that we have about can't put them out before 4 p.m. the day before, and you must take them in before noon the day after, we can't enforce. So we think the private streets should be treated the same.
Agree, and I would also make a motion to suspend the rules past this. Is there a second?
second,
Thank you. And if you call roll on suspension, please.
Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
yes,
Comet,
Yes.
Charnes,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes, and I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 2021-3. Is there a second? Thank you. Any comments?
I have a quick question. What do you mean by public road and private street? What would the differences be there?
Go ahead, Steve.
Public street is a dedicated right of way. Most of the roads in the village are dedicated. The exceptions would be the condominium unit areas.
The Villas of Orange.
Those are all private streets. And then Lakes of Orange has all of the side streets off of Orange Lake Drive. Orange Lake Drive itself is a public street, but all of the streets off of Orange Lake are private. That means that the associations will be responsible for maintaining those and replacing them if they, when they deteriorate.
You live in a public road, Brent. I live on a private road.
So
Brandon lives on a private road.
does the village not plow private roads then?
Correct. We do not.
Nope.
Okay.
We
Can I ask
do, one thing that we're not obligated to do, but it started decades ago, we do pick up the garbage from the private developments that have homeowners associations. That was not one of the things that we had to do, but it started, and so we treat them all the same.
I have a quick question. Is this something that could be handled by the homeowners associations as easily?
Oh, no, they don't call it.
As a matter of theory, there could be a restriction in their covenants, but after they're up and running, it's hard to amend it to put those kinds of rules in place. I would ask the chief to chime in. I don't think we've ever cited anybody for.
Tom Shields does.
Does he really cite them or does he
No.
warn them?
He
I
warns them.
think as a practical matter, this serves as an opportunity for the village to say, hey, we have this rule that requires you bring your garbage cans in by 10 o'clock the next day after garbage day. I don't think it's a matter that we have ever issued a citation for anybody to go to court over. It's just the community standard. Is that right, Chris?
Right.
Okay.
Can you remind me what the times are again?
Are they?
I think it's 4 o'clock the day before garbage. You shouldn't leave your stuff out. Maybe it's 6 o'clock.
4
And then 10 o'clock the day after you
12
have to
o'clock.
have,
4 o'clock the day before, 12 o'clock the day after,
It's 10 o'clock the day after.
10 o'clock the day after.
Okay, thank you.
Well, the
That
garbage.
I know.
Come till
Have
10.
you been cited? Warned? Warned?
No,
It's definitely 4 and 10. It says it in the ordinance.
I haven't been warned either, so.
So,
Well, now you have
I
to.
don't want to take my garbage cans in before they've been collected. And usually the pickup for the trash, they're really early for the recycling, and then they come back later for the regular trash, which is usually around 10 o'clock. So,
It's
But
the
this
next
is
day, Judge.
10
the next
o'clock
day.
the next day, right?
yeah, the next day. That's
Yeah,
what-
be in by noon the next day.
right. I get it.
Anyways, it allows us to do that.
Any other questions? All right. Then Anna, if you would call a roll, please.
Can I ask a question? Because I was watching, who seconded the passage of the ordinance?
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy, thank you, Mrs. Vincent. Okay. Silver,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes,
Comet,
Yes.
Yes.
Charnes, Vincent,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Duber.
Yes. Audience comments relating to matters which events that go to the village. If there's anyone who wants to say anything, unmute yourself now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Mayor comments?
I do have a few. If anyone should ask you what happened to the tree into orange, the sign into the orange tree development, the answer would be that it was been removed by the service department to get a facelift. This might confuse some of you. In addition to public streets and private streets, we have homeowners associations in some communities and not in others. Orange Hill happens to be one that Orange Tree does not have a homeowners association. We take care of the entrance island. Orange Hill, Orange Wood, Landerwood, Villas all have private homeowners associations, and we have lesser obligations in there. So that's where that is. I am still asking because I'm not allowed to keep using the same council people to fill all the roles. So I am still seeking and asking for a member of the community who would like to serve on the Orange Education Recreation Commission as the Orange Village representative. We did have a little confusion at our sledding hill when someone questioned our ordinance to me, but on further conversation, it turned out that we had made an error in our sign. We omitted the fact that that mask applies to 10 and over. So this person thought we were asking the 3-year-olds to put them on. So we have now amended the sign to show that it applies to over 10. Brandon, that's a follow-up to one I talked to you about. Our village engineer and service director have successfully been awarded a grant from the Cuyahoga County Public Works, much up to $73,811 of reimbursement for materials used to maintain our roads for next year. No, this year, but we can get the money back next year for use in 2021. And Beechwood Inn has closed. The last tenant, and I say that with quotes around it and a mixture of seriousness and jokingness, was, if it, moved out. I think it's midnight last night or the night before. I'm a little thrown off by the days. And that property went into foreclosure and was put on an auction sale on February 3rd. So the 30 days have ran out. And the new owner of the Beechwood Inn property is a win-win-win for our community and for Pinecrest, because it is the same group of people that own the land for the Pinecrest residential being represented and spearheaded by Randy Curtis as their spokesperson, lead. He's the person we've been interacting with. but they will now add that to the land. They will not have to go through the parking lot to get into the residential development. I think it gives us a whole lot of plus for everything.
When is that getting demolished?
Um, They're just turning the utilities off and the water off, and we're getting plans. Randy said like in 2 weeks, so maybe within a month. I don't think he will do anything but secure it. He's been asked to secure it, and I turned him on to Chief Costura and Bob McLaughlin for them to say what is appropriate or what is acceptable to us. I don't know, Chris, if you had to follow up with them on that.
Bob is meeting with Randy tomorrow. He's got my recommendations, and Lieutenant Roberts is coming on in a little bit too. And all our recommendations went to Bob, who's speaking to Randy tomorrow.
Okay. And
So, Mayor, so there's 100% chance that that will never be a motel again?
no, there's not, because there have been mentions that maybe that beginning part would be a new hotel. He's trying to figure out how to capitalize on using the additional land.
So, which brings me into
But
my,
not that building. I don't think that building, I hope, that building should never be reused again.
not even that building, what, maybe this is a larger discussion for another day, but just what do we do about, there's a lot of complaints, I think, and a lot of our safety forces their time is wasted on a lot of the hotels. Is there
Yeah,
any
let's
further
have this
important?
conversation. It's an important conversation. It's one we're wrestling with, and let's have it as soon as we can be together.
Okay, I think that's probably an important conversation to have sometime soon.
And at any time, I'll be glad to sit down and talk to you a little bit about it.
Okay,
That's probably better.
I'll call you. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, something just went through my mind and out of it just as fast, so I don't know. I may
If
jump
you
in
think of
again.
it, speak up.
Maybe the result of your COVID vaccination today?
That's
We'll
what I
blame
was
it on
thinking.
that. We'll blame it on that.
Anything else, Mayor?
Not till I think of it.
All right, just interrupt whoever. My only comment is, I hope our neighbor Woodmere is, it looks like they're gonna move in the right direction. Their government might be a more neighborly government now.
Yeah, I
at no
wanted to
fault.
tell our council people, that's what happens when they don't agree with their mayor.
Uh-huh. Or when their council president is a tyrant, or thinks she is at least. So I'm sure everybody's sad to see her go. No, I am. Okay, well, anyways, congratulations, Woodmere. And that's really my only comment, just to jab a little bit. But anybody else? Let's move on to Miss Berry.
Well, just really briefly, the garden committee is going to start up again next Saturday. So if you'd like to join, it's 9:30 in the morning. There's a Zoom link that Anna can send if you're interested, but you probably won't be on it if you're not. I don't blame you. And we're looking forward to a really exciting new gardening year. And I think that's all of my comments.
They're putting in 4 more plots, Lisa.
That's awesome.
Where are they putting those? Is there room?
In the middle where we took out plots for you guys to have a table.
Will there still be room for a table or a bench? Anna says yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we're leaving the 2 front ones. There's 6 spots available. We're gonna limit it to 4, and that will be the remaining beds that will go in there.
Yeah, because it's kind of nice to have a,
And Anna doesn't like turning people away, even when they're non-residents.
We'll work on that.
Toughen her up.
I'm happy to work on that this year, so it's in place for next year if we need to tweak some of our stuff. I'm sure Fred, I hope Fred will be happy to work on that too, since we've been doing this together for some years now.
All right.
Okay, that's the end.
Thank you. Mr. Silver,
I have no comments.
Mr. Comet,
No comments.
Mr. Charnas,
Comments.
Mr. Klein.
Okay, I'm glad we had have this time together. A couple things. Number one, Planning Commission met last night, approved a number of smaller projects. One of the things that engendered a great deal of conversation had to do with new signage for the car wash. There was some concern about how they were handling the pylon sign, and we've asked them to go back and restudy it and come back with some alternatives that would be more acceptable to the community. The next meeting in 2 weeks, apparently we have a number of new homes that will be on the agenda. So there's a lot more 3 new homes on the agenda that will be happening. I assume those are all Lakes of Orange additions. Second thing I wanted to bring up is, as you know, the Orange Village Committee on Social Justice and Racial Equity has been created. I shared with you a formation document that I circulated through Anna to the members of council, and I hope you've had a chance to look at it. At this point, we are outreaching to the community. There was an article that you may have seen in the e-news earlier, and we've had some responses to that. I'll let Stacy go into that in a minute as she talks about it. We're looking to form up the committee and invite members of the community to participate in it and begin the journey after next week's council session, when we can bring some of the names to be appointed, at least initially, to the committee so that we can have a launch point. I've had conversations, as I know Stacy has, with the members of council and to express their interest in participating in this important work that we're going to embark on here momentarily.
Steve, do I have to be sworn in do I have to be confirmed to be on the committee, or do I get to be ex officio?
If you're going to be on the committee, you don't need to be. You are already an elected official, and you're not going to, the committee's not going to have any authority. They're an advisory committee. So I don't think anybody needs to be sworn.
Nobody has to be confirmed by council?
They need to be confirmed because the charter says so, but they don't need to be sworn in because they're not exercising municipal authority. They are an advisory committee.
Okay, but I don't have to be confirmed.
No.
You're there.
We'll confirm you if you want to be confirmed.
Yeah. If you'd like a medal, we can give you that too, but
I want a sticker.
okay, you can have that. A tiara would be nice. In any event, we are looking to move forward with getting the committee ramped up and beginning the work that we have described in the formation document. And I just want to clarify for the purpose of the committee, do we have the availability to use the Orange Village Zoom facility for holding our meeting?
What's the Zoom facility? You mean the software?
Our Zoom account.
Our Zoom account. Can we use the city Zoom account to set
Anna?
up?
I didn't even know we had one.
Well, what do we do for this?
I thought everybody gets Zoom for free. I don't know.
No, we have an account.
You can, but it's limited.
It says that, the formation document says you have no budget, but I think we already have the Zoom account, and if it's not being used for another purpose, I don't think there's an additional charge. Is there, Anna?
No, it's just that they have to have the same login that we have, and you just have to be careful that you don't overwrite anything that we have or anything like that. So as long as you know how to work Zoom, that's fine with me. I can't give it to a lot of people, but that's like the Orange Village account with their login and password and all that stuff is on there.
Maybe we just do, maybe you just give the information to one and either Stacy or Judd, and they can run that, and maybe you guys go over it just to make sure.
For it, and we'll manage it. So I just want to see if we can do that. I have a commercial account a Zoom commercial account if we wanted to use it, but I thought it was more appropriate to use the villages for this particular application.
What difference does it make? I don't know who owns the Zoom we're on right now, do I?
Orange Village does. Well, okay, I
No,
shouldn't
I'm
say.
saying if he has access to another account, how is the people gonna know whose account it is?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I don't know how it works, Steve, like recording wise and all that.
They
Like
don't
with
have to
the-
do all that.
It makes it easy for recording.
It doesn't need to be recorded, just the minutes need to be taken. It doesn't need to be recorded.
Okay, well, if it
So
doesn't,
I don't think it matters. I think if you want to use it, Judd, I think we can figure it out, but otherwise, I don't think it matters, right?
okay, well, we haven't started doing it yet, but I'll start once we're ready to rock and roll on that.
The administration will assist you any way we can.
Okay.
Absolutely.
One other thing I wanted to bring up that I thought was kind of interesting last week ago, a Wednesday, the American Institute of Architects Ohio chapter had its quote unquote day at the State House. And we had opportunities to speak with various legislators on particular issues that we are interested in. And amongst the dignitaries that participated in it from the state was Steve Rigoli, who is the Ohio's director of the Board of Building Standards. And one of the things that I asked him about, and this goes back quite a few years, if you may recall, a number of years ago, we had created some legislation to require some of the big houses to have fire protection systems in it that we ran aground on because it affected the commercial building code as well. And what he pointed out to me, and this the point that I want to bring up here, is if at some point we do decide that we want to do something that amends our zoning code that would require, that is effectively overlaying the building code in some way, that we ought to bring it to the Board of Building Standards in advance, and they have a process for allowing us to do such things. So I just bring that up both for Steve's
I
benefit.
think we've done that before, haven't we, Steve?
There's some complexity to the issue. There are different rules regarding commercial structures and residential structures. I think we have reached the reasonable conclusion that the building department is not recommending residential sprinklers, and I would not say that.
It wasn't specifically about that, Steve. It was just.
Well, not getting the state board to agree that anybody has any other wisdom than they do is very difficult, in my personal experience with them.
Well, there's a changing of the guard that's going to happen. Steve actually retired as of Friday, and I don't know who the new sheriff is in town. So we may at some point reach out to them just to develop a rapport. Not to say that we're going to do something, but and when we did the fire protection thing, I don't think the housing code, the residential code, had been adopted yet in Ohio. So it was a whole different circumstance. I just bring it up as a point of reference for the future. Should we have a need where we see a need or an issue that ought to be addressed as sort of a zoning overlay, that we're not amending the building code as collateral damage. So, and I'm going to just hand the ball off to Stacy because she's had some conversations with various people who have expressed interest in participating in our program.
Actually, I'm getting texts as we speak right now, so it's a good thing. I'll get back to that in 1 second, though. Big news of the week, Orange schools began all in this past Monday, March 1st. The percentages as of this afternoon were at the high school, 60% of the student body is back in full-time and 40% are remote. At Brady Middle School, 76% are in full-time and 24% are remote. And at the elementary school at Moreland, 79% are back in, 21% remote. If you're interested in seeing a little video that was put together on behalf of the Team Orange community, and check out lots of faces of smiling children behind the masks, of course, go to the Orange Schools Facebook page, and maybe if Anna wants to share that on ours too, that would be great. In that vein, I will remind all of our communities-wide theme, mask up, wash up, back up. We're in this together, even when apart. So we want to continue to share that theme with all of our communities. As Judd said, we've already received a great deal of positive feedback from community members for our Social Justice and Racial Equity Committee initiative. We are obviously still in the very formative stages, but at this time, we continue to welcome all who are interested in the steering committee, and we encourage them to get in touch with Judd or me. We hope to set up our first meeting. I don't know if Judd mentioned it, but probably in early April. That's what our goal is right now. Obviously, all are welcome, but we are specifically looking for those who wish to be active participants of a steering committee at this time. We have had a number of people respond already to let us know of their interest, asking a lot of questions, and we're working through those answers. Like I said, it's just in the early stages, but we will hopefully be able to present a panel to council soon after that March 10th deadline. I do know we were having some issues with some email issues with our server. If anybody out there is listening and tuning in right now and you try to reach either Judd or me and you haven't received a response from me, please reach out via phone or email once again. Just so you know, I do try to respond to all of my emails within 24 hours or less, and usually it's much less. So if you emailed and you haven't heard back from me, it's probably because I didn't get the emails and we want to hear from you. If you're listening in, reach out. It's a great way to do so and get involved in your community.
Is this the Orange Village server you're saying is having trouble?
Yeah, I heard from Anna that we received some bulk emails that I guess had been stuck in the server. So I'm not saying there are any lost, but just in case if
okay, because I got a sheet that showed me all the emails that I should have gotten.
Right. But if any haven't come in, if somebody hasn't been responded to, I just want to let them know to try again, please. We do want to hear from them. I also want to thank Anna for posting the information on our website. Some people have called and said, could you tell me a little more about this? There is a link on the website that talks a little bit about the formation of the committee. So feel free to check that out. And I also want to just thank those who've already contacted Judd and me. We look forward to working together on this really important work in the months ahead. And I remain excited and eager to move forward in a positive direction. I received an email letter from Tony Farino. He might be on this call right now. He said he was going to chime in. I'm not sure if he's one of the unidentified people here. As most of you know, Tony is the Orange Branch Manager of the Cuyahoga County Public Library. To read with his permission, I received from him. It says, I just saw your Facebook post and listened into the last Orange Village Council meeting regarding social justice and racial equity. It's a fantastic initiative, and I'm glad it's starting up after several months of stagnation. In the future, whenever the library is able to hold in-person events, I'd love to work with you all in hosting a community conversation here at the library. Please keep us in mind as you progress through committee talks. So I just wanted to share that with all of council and thank Tony. We will definitely keep you in mind, and we thank you for your generous offer to assist. We do appreciate that. One other important note, and I know it's already been brought up before, but I know of another incident where a resident who never filed for unemployment received 2 large unemployment checks in the mail. Please be careful, as we've said before, if you receive a check and didn't file for unemployment, or if you learn that a fraudulent unemployment claim has been filed in your name, you should immediately notify the state unemployment compensation fraud website immediately. The link, I think it's on our website still. I know there was a whole article on it. It's unemploymenthelp.ohio.gov. And like I said, additional information is on our website, but just make sure you don't get scammed. That concludes my remarks for tonight, and thank you all.
I think that is pretty much it. So let's adjourn and see you next week.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks, everyone. Good night.